4th edition of Nin-Pinions. So this is also the very first video I've made without iMovie. So yeah, that's also a good thing. So this is CuteCut, by the way. Yeah, I'm still using my phone to edit. Yeah, but yeah. On a serious note, yeah, I'm happy to finally get rid of iMovie. Well, I'm not gonna completely get rid of it. I still like the transition after the intro. You know, the little sparkle of light. So yeah. I like that transition, and I'm just going to use iMovie for that, but everything else, I'm just going to use CuteCut. So, anyways, nothing else really needs to be said. Let's begin. Pokemon Go hunter impaled on fence. A happy-go-lucky Pokemon collector managed to impale his leg on a fence while hunting for a Pokemon in Pokemon Go. The man attempted to climb over the fence to the Olympic Stadium in Sweden when he slipped and impaled his leg on the security fence. Thankfully, the emergency services came to his rescue and lifted him off the fence before they rushed him off to the hospital. So many stupid people are playing Pokemon Go, man. I mean, seriously. I mean, you hear people like bumping into other people or falling into holes or just falling off hills, and it's just absolutely crazy. Like all these people hurting themselves just for a phone app. I mean, really, it's just crazy. I mean, I know I'm not saying like everyone who plays Pokemon Go is stupid, but you know, it's just amazing, like all these things happening, and it's all about a phone app. And to me, Pokemon Go is just one big distraction. You always have your eyes glued to the screen while you're walking outside in public. You could bump into people, you could trip over something. Pokemon Go to me is just one big distraction, and that's why I don't want anything to do with it. It has that addictive factor to it, and I'll probably get addicted to the game, and then I'll probably not pay attention, and then I'll end up hurting myself. Like a week or two ago, there was this guy in a store. I was at in a store, and he bumped into me, and he didn't say sorry whatsoever. He just kept He just kept playing Pokemon Go and had his eyes glued to the screen like absolutely nothing happened. And I mean, it's just crazy how like unaware people are when it comes to apps. But whatever, Pokemon Go is just a fad. I know, and it's gonna go away. But for now, it's the biggest thing right now, and everyone's playing it. Especially people who have no clue, who had no clue what Pokemon is even about before they even played Pokemon Go. But whatever, morons will be morons, and it's just another game that's a big distraction, and it's just gonna have a bunch of people hurting themselves and tripping and falling and breaking bones because they had their eyes glued to a screen while walking in public. And it's nice that it has people going out and about and meeting other people, but when you're tripping and falling and when that game is making a bunch of people trip and fall and break bones, yeah, I don't care. I don't care if it's making people go out. It's still distracting people nonetheless. Aonuma explains why Zelda Breath of the Wild was delayed. It's no assumption to say that the majority of us were looking forward to playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Wii U this year. However, as with most Zelda titles, development was pushed back. The Legend of Zelda producer Eiji Aonuma has explained that one of the reasons behind the delay was due to the fact that the developers managed to break the game, so it was down to Aonuma to put things back on track. And this is a quote from Aonuma. We have these milestones during development. I play the game, then give staff my comments, my advice on what direction they should be heading in. And one of the milestones, the game was fantastic. There were so many great elements, but at the next milestone, that was all gone. I'd made a lot of comments about what they needed to add, but I never told them what I thought was good about the game at that milestone. So they added the stuff I'd recommended. But they also added some other elements that they thought would work well, and that would end up breaking the good parts of the previous build. I learned that when it's good, I have to say so. If I'd managed that, maybe development wouldn't have extended quite so much. So pretty much, Eiji Aonuma is admitting that he messed up. Like he didn't tell the staff that he liked some good parts of the game, and then everything was just completely messed up. And you know what? Even though that is kind of dumb of him, I do appreciate that he's honest. I mean, he could have made up this big story about how it was all the development team's fault, but no, he also took the blame himself and said, I should have said that was good, that this part of the game was good, but I didn't, so I messed up. At least he owns up to his mistakes, so that's what I like about him. If only more of Nintendo would do that, admit to their mistakes and not sweep things under the rug and pretend that everything they do is just perfect and think it's always right. So yeah, kudos to you, Aonuma. I like that you did that, but it still kind of sucks that it was pushed to 2017. I mean, I would have loved to play Breath of the Wild at the end of this year, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Well, hopefully he learned from his mistake from this, and with the next Zelda title, this won't happen, and they won't have to push the game back so much. But I do also feel that the part of the reason why it was pushed was because they wanted it as an NX launch title. That's what I think, in my opinion. Because let's face it, folks, Zelda on NX would make a big, big launch title, which would make everyone want to have it because it's the superior version, obviously. It's going to have the best graphics and quite possibly even better features than what it has to offer on the Wii U. So, will I get Zelda on the NX? That kind of depends if the NX is worth it. Because once again, it's just pretty much a beefed up Wii U. What they're saying it's not really actually a replacement for the Wii U, but maybe I will. Maybe I'll play it on NX. If it's like vastly, vastly superior to the Wii U version, then yeah, I'll get it. But that kind of depends. I'll have to see more of it, and maybe when the NX is revealed, to give more details on the Breath of the Wild NX version. So yeah, that kind of depends on what we're gonna see, and yeah, then I'll make my decision on whether I'll buy it on NX or not. So yeah, next article. The Nintendo NES Classic Edition is a great deal. Here are the numbers that prove it. Alright, it's a pretty lengthy article. I'm not going to read every single thing in here, but I'm just going to read the highlights. Nintendo's $60 Retro NES Classic Edition is already at the top of many holiday wish lists, but is it actually a good deal? The spoiler alert is yes. Here we go. The catch is, if there is one, is that you can already get many of these games on existing Nintendo Wii U and 3DS consoles, thanks to the company's Virtual Console App Store. And some of those non-Nintendo third-party games are available on rival platforms such as iPhone, Android, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. But we'll check the availability of the pricing of each game, and it only makes the Mini NES look like an even better deal. How the numbers add up. The bottom line is you'll spend more than twice the price of the Mini NES to buy the exact same games on the 3DS and the Wii U. That's not including the handful of games that aren't on either platform. Looking for the games on non-Nintendo platforms? Your choices are slim. Wii U, $139.72 for 28 games. 3DS, $129.74 for 26 games. iPhone/iPad, $16.96 for 7 games. Android, $9.98 for 6 games. Xbox One, $20.97 for 8 games. And PS4, $11.98 for 2 games. So, I may as well give my 2 cents on the NES Mini Edition, because I've never ever said it on this channel. I really like it, in all honesty. I'm probably gonna end up getting this because, it's probably a chance for like all the younger, for the younger generation to know, to actually play an NES. Well, kind of. It's not exactly the NES, but you get what I mean. Like, to kind of have that feel, like, to feel like you're back in the 80s, like that kid excited to play the NES for the first time back in the 80s. I mean, it must be really cool, and I'm sure this will bring a lot of nostalgia to adults, too, and I'm sure a lot of adults will get this, and I really have no issues with this. I think this is a really good idea, and for a really good deal, so yeah, I don't think there's really nothing wrong with it here. I'm in full support of this, and I give Nintendo 2 huge thumbs up for doing this. And I hope they do this with future consoles, like a mini SNES, and a mini N64, maybe years down the line, a mini GameCube. As if that console can't get any smaller. But, I'd like to see this with other Nintendo consoles. So, yeah, I think this is awesome, and I definitely... Well, I don't know about definitely, but I'll see. Maybe I'll most likely get it. So, yeah, I hope I'm interested. Maybe Are some of you gonna get it? Are you definitely gonna get it? Or are you just interested in getting it? Or just hate it and don't want to get it at all? Which I don't know why you'd think that, but I'm interested, so maybe some of you could talk about it in the comments. I'm not begging you, of course, but I'm kind of interested to see what all of you think about this. So, yeah, next article. Poki Dates is a dating website for Pokemon Go players. Poki Dates is a new dating website dedicated to helping Pokemon Go players find their perfect match to hunt virtual pocket monsters together. Signing up for Poki Dates requires daters to provide their personal interests and what they are looking for in personal prospects. 3 photos along with a valid email address and telephone number are also required. Of course, Poki Dates is not a free dating website. Once you and your match confirm a proposed fix-up, you pay the $20 fix-up fee, blah 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 blah. A portion of Pokemon Date's pitch, however, is inaccurate and misleading. To play, you have to leave your home, go hang out, and roam this world. Of ours. You literally cannot stop without moving. As Pokemon Go fans already know, an in-game item called Incense allows players to catch Pokemon without moving an inch. Oh, Jesus. Poki Dates. Okay. Okay, I think all of you know my opinion on online dating. It's stupid, okay? I will never ever resort to online dating, and I prefer meeting someone in real life. Even though I'm probably never ever ever gonna have a girlfriend or anything, I still prefer doing it that way, meeting someone in the real world. I mean, it's fine to have an online friend, but when you start dating someone online and you have no clue what they look like or who they are behind the computer screen, then yeah, that's when I have an issue. But yeah. I guess it's nice, like, for a guy to find a girl who is equally as crazy about Pokemon as they are, or a guy, or a girl and a girl, whatever. But it's something that I'm never ever gonna do. Well, I don't have Pokemon Go, but I really have mixed feelings on this. I mean, one side of me thinks it's nice for people who have very similar interests, hooking up, but at the same time, it's online dating, so yeah, there's that chance where they're not going to be who they say they are and be a completely different person. So yeah, that's why I'm half for this and half against this. So yeah, Pokemon dating, people, it's a thing now. What a sad, sad world we live in. Anyways, that's it. So that was the 4th edition of Nin-Pinions. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really did enjoy making this, and it was especially fun to make this because it's the first time I'm using it with a new editing app. Once again, I'm still editing with my phone. Yeah, I know, everyone's transitioned to Sony Vegas, Camtasia, and whatnot, and I'm still editing with my phone. Whatever, I don't care, sue me. Anyways, yeah, the app is called CuteCut, if any of you are wondering, and it's far, far, far better than iMovie. I'm already loving it already, so, yeah. I know I'm not perfect at it. I'll try to improve in the future, right? I know I'm gonna improve. I know there'll come a day when I master this app and I start doing a lot better, but for now, editing is probably not gonna be as good because again, I'm still learning how to use this and I'm still getting used to this. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Nin-Pinions. That's all the news I had to report on. Bye bye.